Whenever we come off of a Yom Tov, so it's incumbent upon us as an Eved Hashem to think about what does HaKadosh Baruch Hu obviously want from us. How is to go and inculcate the limudim, the lessons that which we gained and gleaned from our Yom Tov, and bring it within us into our daily lives. And especially from a Purim to a Pesach, we have about 30 days. There's an avodah of sorts. And I saw a beautiful idea as to how we're supposed to go into that. If you think about what Esther accomplished, on Purim is a time when everyone else goes out and enjoys and has a Suda and has Mali Simcha. Yet Esther is stuck in the palace, stuck with Achashverosh, had a child who had, with all of her tefillas and all of her ishtadlus, grew up similar to his father. Might have done good things for Klal Yisrael, but in no way resembled a Frum Yid. And Esther was stuck there for life. But what Esther did do was transform herself from an individual to one who belonged to a tzibur, to one who belonged to a klal, who took collective responsibility and achrayus for Klal Yisrael as a whole, and for what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted from her and her mission in life. I was struck this past week as I had to go to Menachem Ovel somebody, a 38-year-old who was nifter, and the brother was saying over something which was astounding. He said it wasn't so much his brother was a wonderful person and a chashuv individual. He was ben Torah, and he sat and learned. An excellent individual. But what brought out the most, what really got him feeling something more, is how every individual that came, every friend of his, every chavrusa of his, every neighbor of his, had something else that they picked out from this person, from his brother. Something which he didn't even know, which developed an entirely new depth of an understanding of what he felt towards this yachid, towards this individual, towards his seemingly simple brother. And when he thought about it, he said sometimes HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes away someone, so we develop more of an appreciation what that somebody, what an individual is. And we add up all of individuals together and we look around us. We don't need a death or a departing of sorts for us to realize that. How every individual is an olam maleh. Every individual is a full, complete world. How they interact with everyone. How they develop, how they have what to give over, how they have what to teach to all of us around them. Because they have taken in some way a responsibility to look a certain way, act a certain way, talk a certain way, dress a certain way. And that way they're being mashpia, they're giving over. The Zohar tells us Yisrael stands for Yesh Shishim Riboy Oisius La Torah. There are 600,000 Oisius letters in the Torah. But yet when you look at how many letters there are in the Torah, there's about 304,000. Not even approximately, not even near 600,000. So I saw a beautiful pshat that the idea of Yeshishim Riboy Oisius the Torah doesn't mean in the Torah. It doesn't say Bat Torah. It says La Torah. And Rabbi Leff explains that it means that when you take the 600,000 Oisius in the Shamas of Klal Yisrael and you add that to the Torah and you have a Raisa of a Kutchabrichu, a Klal Yisrael 1, it becomes chadu, it's all Klal Yisrael and the Torah intertwined together because we took a achrayus for each other, responsibility. We all don't keep 613 mitzvahs. We're not a Kohen, we're not a Levi, we're not a Yisrael, we're not a man and a woman all together. It's impossible. But together, Klal Yisrael has 613 mitzvahs. Together, we represent that achrayus for the Torah and taking each other for each other. Adam la'omol yular our achrayus is la'omol, the Maharsha explains, la'omol stands for lilmod amanas la'asais. To learn, on condition to do, to make others learn as well, to give over. That's our achrayus as a tzibur, that's achrayus as Klal Yisrael. And the idea is that as we leave Purim, we take ourselves from that individual towards Pesach, that collective, that tzibur, the karbonos of tzibur, and the idea of leaving it together as a tzibur and becoming a Klal Yisrael as a tzibur, like Esther has done. We sometimes have to view our lives as a yachid, ready to do for the klal. And we change focus. And we bring it into our lives as to taking more of an achrayus, more of a collective responsibility for Klal Yisrael. The yachid becomes changed as well. When Avram Avinu started doing kiruv, when he started going out there, it says nefesh asher asa b'char, not nefashis. Nefesh. And some svarim tell us the nefesh asher asa b'char, and who was that nefesh? Avram Avinu. He made himself when he went out to be makar of other individuals. He changed as a person when he learned that his responsibility was to give over and to fulfill HaKadosh Baruch Hu's idea of spreading the idea of the understanding of what HaKadosh Baruch Hu represents in the world. let us take, as we move on the weeks towards Pesach, let's take this limud of looking outward, of how I could spread the Torah, how I could be as more of a mashpia, more of an influence to others. And in that way, we won't just be influencing the world, we'll be influencing ourselves as well for the better. Have a wonderful Shabbos.